All right, thanks, guys. We're 8-4 in our last dozen board member package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season on that website. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/Brock Page. The Sixers take on the Cavaliers today, 3 o'clock Eastern, tip-off in Cleveland. Phillies -7 on the road, total 214.5. We're seeing pretty good two-way action on this side in this game. We also saw movement downward on the total. Once again, Philadelphia open and remain -7. Total open 215 down to 214.5. 65% of the consensus are leaning toward Philadelphia. 61% shaded toward the over. Right now, Cleveland is plus 235 on the money line. The Cavs are 8-3 against the spread so far for the season. 6-2 ATS in their last 8. They rank top 10 in points allowed, top 3 in defensive rebounding at home. They're led by Kevin Love, who's averaging 19 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. Colin Sexton's averaging 18 a game, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Tristan Thompson is he's averaging 11 rebounds a game. That's what I was trying to say. He's averaging 11 rebounds a game, 15 points for him. Now, Henson and Nance are upgraded to questionable for tonight's action as well, so we could very well see those guys in this game. Now, Philadelphia on the other side, losers in 5 out of their last 7. They're also just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. They rank in the bottom 10 in 3. Tongue twisters today. Bottom 10 in free throw percentage, bottom 10 in defensive three-point percentage, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage on the road. The Sixers are 4-2 to the over in their last 6, 63% to the over when traveling. Cleveland is 60% to the over at home. I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me Cleveland +7 and the over 214.5 in that game. Next matchup, Celtics, Kings, 3:30 Sacramento. The Celtics are -2.5, total 218 and a hook. We saw a 1.5 point fade of Boston and movement upward on the total. The Celtics open -4, down to -2.5. Total open 217, up to 218 and a hook. 68% are leaning Boston. 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, Sacramento's plus $1.25 on the money line. The Kings are also just 4-7 overall for the year. 4th place in the Pacific Division. 5.5 games back of first place in that division. They're also covering just 40% of their games at home. And they rank in the bottom 5 in offensive rebounding. Sacramento's also in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in home scoring as well. Fox and Bagley are out. Ariza is listed as questionable. Boston on the other side, 10-1 on the year, 5-1 on the road, 8-0 straight up as the favorite. They have the best record in the NBA. They're also 9-3 against the spread in their dozen games on the year. They rank in the top 3 in defensive field goal percentage on the road. Kemba Walker's averaging 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Jaylen Brown is averaging 20 points a game, 7 rebounds. And Jason Tatum is averaging 20 points a game, 7 boards. Boston ranks in the top 5 in points allowed on the road, top 10 in road scoring. And when it comes to the total, Boston is 67% to the under on the road. Sacramento, 60% to the under at home. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take the Celtics -2 and the under 218.5 in that game. Next matchup, Wizards, Magic, 6 o'clock Orlando. The Magic are -6.5 at home, total 222.5. We saw a 1 point fade of Orlando and movement upward on the total. The Magic opened 7.5, down to -6.5. Total open 220, up to 222 and a hook. 62% are leaning Washington, 63% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Wizards are plus 235 on the money line. Washington is 7-3 against the spread for the year, 5-1 against the spread when traveling. They rank in the top 3 in scoring, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. Bradley Beal is averaging 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Roy Hachimura, 14 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. And Mo Wagner, big Mo Wagner out of Michigan, 13 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. Washington ranks in the top 5 in road scoring, top 5 in road free throw percentage. Now, Orlando, on the other side, has failed to cover in 5 out of their last 8 games. They're also just 5-7 straight up overall for the year, 4 games back of first place in the Southeast Division. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring on average per game. They also rank in the bottom 3 in field goal percentage, bottom 3 in three-point percentage. Now, total-wise, Orlando's 8-4 to the under thus far on the season, 5-3 to the under at home. Meanwhile, the Wizards, they're 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. So I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Washington +7 and the under 222.5 in that game. Next matchup, Nuggets, Grizzlies, 6 o'clock Memphis. The Nuggets are -6.5, total 211 and a hook. So a half a point fade of Denver and movement downward on the total. The Nuggets open 7, down to -6.5. Total open 213, down to 211 and a hook. 51% are leaning Memphis, 68% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Grizzlies are +230 on the money line. Memphis has successfully covered the number in their last 3 straight. They also rank in the top 10 in home scoring, top 10 in home field goal percentage. John Moran is averaging 19 points a game, 6 assists, 1 steal. Dylan Brooks is also averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Jonas Valanciunas, 13 points a game, 9 rebounds for the big guy. Now, Denver, on the other side, has failed to cover in 7 out of their last 10. They're also covering just 40% of their games on the road. They rank in the bottom 5 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. Now, total-wise, Memphis is 3-3 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Memphis +7 and the over 211.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, I don't think I took a timeout yet. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Sunday's NBA action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 8-4 in our last 12 board member package plays on that website. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. We do daily premium selections on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. Now, a lot of folks will ask me, what's the difference between your YouTube channel and your Patreon? Well, what we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both the side and the total. Now, if you were to bet every single game, side and total in real life, you'll lose. You can't win. The bookies are too good. The math is against you. You're going to lose in the long run. You cannot win. That is not a winning formula, betting everything on the board, ordering everything off the menu. You can't do it. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and focus and dial it in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're personal selections of mine. They're games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much. My current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is on YouTube handicapping every game. So if you want to check out my current record for free on Patreon, you can do that right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and get into these next 2 final games for the show. Once again, all starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Warriors. Did I cap this game? I did, yeah. The Warriors. Maybe I skipped it. No, I got it. Warriors taking on the Pelicans, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in New Orleans. Now, this game is currently off the board. There's no line currently posted for this game. We got a lot of injuries in this matchup here. But Golden State is 2-11 straight up on the year, 5-8 against the spread. They've also lost 5 out of their 6 games away from home. They rank in the bottom 5 in three-point percentage. Curry, Thompson, and Lee are out. Russell has been downgraded to out as well. No D'Angelo Russell for tonight's game. Now, the Pels on the other side, they successfully covered the number in 3 out of their last 4. They also rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 5 in three-point percentage. Brandon Ingram's averaging 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Drew Holiday, 17 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Now, Brandon Ingram is listed as questionable. Also, J.J. Redick, Jahlil Okafor, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart, they're all listed as questionable as well. So with all that said and done, I'm still going to lean New Orleans. Although we have no line currently posted for this game, I think the Pels should probably open up probably around the 4 or 5 point favorite. So I'm going to lean Pelicans against the spread in the over in that game. And I'm going to slide my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Hawks-Lakers, 9:30 Los Angeles. The Lakers are minus 13.5, total 218. We saw a half a point fade of LA and movement downward on the total. The Lakers open 14, down to 13.5. Total open 220, down to 218. 62% are leaning Lakers, 73% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Hawks are plus 720 on the money line. Atlanta just 4-8 straight up on the year, 5-7 against the spread. They're in fourth place in the Southeast Division, 5 games back in that division. Collins and Herter are out. Carter's questionable. They're just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9, bottom 10 in scoring. The Hawks also rank in the bottom 3 from downtown, bottom 3 from the line as well. Bottom 10 in points allowed. Now the Lakers on the other side have the best record in the Western Conference. 10-2 straight up overall, 8-4 against the spread. Anthony Davis is leading the charge with 26 points a game, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. LeBron has 24 points a game, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. And both teams are 7-5 to the under on the year. I'm going to purchase the half a point, slide it down, and take the Lakers minus 13 and the under 218 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our quick pick recap brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 8-4 in our last 12 board member package plays on that site. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. I like the Lakers minus 13, under 218. New Orleans against the spread, over the total. Washington plus 7, under 222.5. Memphis plus 7, over 211.5. Boston minus 2, under 218.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Cleveland plus 7 and the over 214.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we are 8-4 in our last 12 board member package plays on that website. We're also hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. What we do on that website is select premium selections. We select premium selections. That's what we do each and every day. They're high percentage plays. We have a bunch of different membership tiers and packages beginning at just $1.99 per month. Now, a lot of folks will ask me, what's the difference between your program right here on YouTube and your Patreon page? Well, what we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the slate, both the side and the total. And if you were to bet your hard-earned money on every single game, side and total in real life, you will lose in the long run. The math is always against you. The bookies are too smart. They're too good. So what we do on Patreon is we really narrow it down and dial it in on 4 to 5 premium selections per day. They're personal selections of mine, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a lot better than it is here on YouTube. So you can check out my record for free right now. All you got to do is click the link in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now it's time of the program where we slide into our edición en español. Yo tengo Lakers menos 13 y los bajos. New Orleans con puntos y las altas. Washington con puntos y los bajos. Memphis con puntos y las altas. Boston con puntos y los bajos. Y finale, Cleveland con puntos y las altas. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I'll see you on patreon.com/BrockPage.